Modern customer service centers are buckling under overwhelming volume. To survive the crush, the industry is rushing to deploy AI-driven solutions. To measure whether these tools actually work, executives rely heavily on a single metric, the ticket deflection rate. This tracks the percentage of customer issues handled without ever touching a human agent. On the surface, the strategy looks like a triumph. Current industry data shows that AI tools successfully resolve 88% of inbound customer interactions. A deeper look reveals a structural failure. This chart tracks resolution and loyalty. As the AI resolution rate climbs to 88%, actual brand preference flatlines at 22%. This 66-point void represents a massive disconnect between closing a ticket and keeping a customer. The psychology here is straightforward. When the primary goal of a system is deflection, customers notice. They feel processed, routed, and dismissed, rather than actually served. This is the deflection trap. By designing workflows to minimize human contact at all costs, companies inadvertently maximize silent customer churn. An AI system engineered to avoid your customers will inevitably fail to retain them over the long term. To fix this, we have to distinguish between basic conversational chatbots, which just retrieve links, and true agentic AI. Agentic systems are goal-oriented. They execute complex, multi-step workflows autonomously. However, an agentic AI can only be as effective as the data architecture it sits on top of. For decades, standard legacy CRM software has structured data in one specific way. Every customer interaction is stored as a separate, closed ticket. This structure fragments a customer's history. Past purchases and preferences are locked away in disconnected data silos. During live interactions, the AI attempts to pull together a complete picture, but hits a firewall. It cannot bridge the gap between isolated records. The fatal flaw in this architecture is exposed the moment the AI hits a limitation and has to escalate the issue to a human agent. Because the AI cannot carry the fragmented data forward, total context loss occurs. The customer is forced to repeat their entire history to a human who is starting from zero. The resulting friction destroys loyalty. 40% of customers will abandon a brand if forced to re-verify their identity after an AI handoff. Deploying effective AI requires abandoning the ticket-based model. The required alternative is a customer-centric, unified data profile. This architecture dissolves isolated ticket barriers, merging them into a continuous timeline of cross-channel interactions. Operating on this timeline, agentic AI gains instant, frictionless access to the user's past purchases, preferences, and overall sentiment. Without a unified data layer, agentic AI is structurally blocked from achieving autonomy. It devolves into nothing more than an expensive, frustrating chatbot. Once the underlying architecture is unified, organizations need a new way to measure whether the system is actually working. Standard customer satisfaction scores, or CSAT, are increasingly obsolete here. They are trailing, superficial indicators that lack the depth to predict churn. A customer can rate an interaction highly and still leave if the process was exhausting. To predict future retention accurately, the superior leading indicator is the Customer Effort Score, or CES. Recent research exposes the stakes. 96% of customers subjected to high-effort service experiences actively become disloyal. The Customer Effort Score strips away subjective emotion, asking, how easy was it to complete the task? Operational failures like repeated contacts drop this score into the danger zone. Achieving first contact resolution without hoops pushes the score to the optimal peak. Minimizing customer effort mathematically correlates to higher repeat purchase frequencies and extended customer lifetime value. Measuring the physical and mental exertion a customer expends is the only reliable way to predict recurring revenue in automated systems. Low-friction digital architecture is transitioning from a choice into a legal mandate. It is becoming a regulatory reality, driven heavily by legislation like the European Accessibility Act, or EAA. The EAA establishes strict legal baselines across the single market, mandating that digital consumer touchpoints are universally accessible and designed for minimal user exertion. Designing systems to meet these strict accessibility compliance metrics inherently lowers the customer effort score for all users, regardless of their specific needs. This alignment is the core of KPMG's Total Experience Framework, which argues that customer, employee, and partner interactions must operate within one cohesive ecosystem. We see this applied in aviation. By delivering proactive support that anticipates passenger needs, Singapore Airlines drove a 20% growth in loyalty programs. Looking toward 2026, the ultimate technological stress test for both total experience and EAA compliance is voice AI. Text-based AI has the luxury of time. It can buffer, query databases, and formulate a response. Voice AI requires instant, real-time context retrieval to maintain a natural conversation. A legacy ticket-based architecture instantly collapses under the zero-latency demands of human speech. The system simply cannot retrieve disparate data fast enough. True total experience is only achieved when legal compliance, frictionless design, and a unified data architecture operate simultaneously in real time. This creates a mandate for enterprise leadership. Modern systems must deliver operational cost reduction and relationship building simultaneously. This is the ideal 2026 CX dashboard, tracking deflection, retention, and CES. When Agentic AI resolves a request autonomously, all three dials move into the optimal green zones. Efficiency and loyalty coexist perfectly when effort is low. The immediate action item for technology architects is clear. Audit current legacy platforms and begin dismantling ticket-based data silos. The transition window is closing. Analysts project companies have roughly 24 months before these agentic capabilities become baseline consumer expectations. Establishing frictionless data continuity allows organizations to accelerate growth exponentially, easily outpacing competitors who remain stuck in legacy frameworks. In the age of agentic AI, the ultimate competitive moat is not having the smartest algorithm. It is requiring the absolute minimum